Welcome back, grade 10s, to episode 3 of the micro environment. And basically, we spoke previously about what are some of the components of the micro environment. We spoke about the vision, we spoke about the mission, we spoke about the goals, objectives. We touched a bit here and there. But this is a deep dive of some of this information, right? So basically, when we speak about the components that are found in the microenvironment, right, we're simply saying let's break it down into 5 main components. Number 1, we speak about the vision. You got the mission statement, the goals, and objectives, right? But this fundamentally is the part where a lot of people miss it, and that is the purpose of having an organizational structure and an organizational culture. And this is where most of your folks are missing it. So we're going to be breaking it down in this particular episode, right? We said vision refers to a statement that explains where the business is going. Where are we going from here, right? What do we want to achieve in the future? Mission statement explains the reasons for the business existence, right? It explains what do we do to get there. So vision, I want to go to Cape Town. But mission statement, how am I getting there? We need to answer that. That's what a business mission statement does. The goals, right? They are the activities that and the milestones that we set to understand how far we are, right, from where we are going. So, for example, if you set a goal, you say, I want to be in Cape Town over in the next 2 days, right? You have to set goals to say that in 6 hours, I must be in Johannesburg. In 12 hours, for example, I must be in KZN, right? So these are goals. They are helping you. They are milestones that are helping you guys to be able to know how far are you from achieving the vision. The objectives, these are short-term tasks. So, for example, we have to pour petrol, right? So the business also as well has objectives. What are the short-term tasks? We need to call clients. We need to do inventory checks, right? These are our daily short-term tasks, and they often contain a deadline for achievement. So, for example, some of you youngins, you want to start a business, right? You have to set deadlines to say that today I'm going to make a logo. Tomorrow I'm going to build, a website. I'll get t-shirts on day 3. Day 4, I'm going to start my marketing plan, right? I'm going to tell a couple of friends about my business and so forth. So these are the objectives that we are setting. Then we have the organizational culture. Organizational culture basically refers to how things are done in the business, right? So, for example, how the employees communicate amongst themselves. What's their dress code and what is their admin policy? So think about every retail store. ShopRite, Pick and Pay, Woolworths, Mr. Price, they all have different uniforms, right? But not only do they have different uniforms, right? Think about it. They all make you feel different. The feeling that you get when you're in Woolworths is different from when you are at McDonald's or when you are at ShopRite because of organizational culture. So culture simply says, how do we do things around here? For example, every house has its own culture. I'm not talking about tribes such as Sotho, Ndebele, and so forth. But I'm simply saying that how do we do things around here? Some houses, they eat late, like they have supper at 11, 12 o'clock, right? Others have it early by 6 o'clock, right? Other families, they don't care if you come back home at 10 o'clock, while others do care. That is culture. So the same thing applies with the business. You as the CEO, you as the founder have to set the culture. And the culture is really what gives the vibe, is what makes your business to stand out. Number 4, organizational resources. So these are assets that the business uses to produce goods and services and to achieve its goals. So if you look at the table that is over here, right, we have physical, financial, human resource, and information and technology. So every business and most businesses are just that now times are changing a bit, but most traditional businesses normally rely on the physical resources. So think, for example, let's take a spatula joint, all right, or a I don't know, is it called a bunny chow joint, right? A bunny chow joint, basically you have natural resources, which in this case will be what will obviously be your potatoes, right? It will be the machinery that you're using. For example, you need a stove for you to make the chips, right? You need a chip cutter. These are the operating resources. Financial resources: to buy the chip cutter, you need money, and that's the capital, right? You need to go to the bank because you probably don't have enough money to pay money to hire people, so you need to get a bank loan. You need to think about short-term, medium-term loans, etc., etc. Then you need employees, which are the people that you are hiring to make those kotas, those patros and bunny chows, right? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you guys. And information technology, you are then now using social media to take pictures or videos of your spatlo kota joint, and you are utilizing technology to reach people who normally wouldn't know that you exist. Hope that makes sense for all of us, right? Nice and easy. Then the types of organizational resources are broken down like this. We have human resources, the people that are working for you. They have the skills, employees, consultants, etc. Natural resources are the assets from nature, right? Potatoes come from nature. In order for us to have chips, we need potatoes. Physical resources, right? We're talking about raw materials. We need office furniture, equipment, machinery, your chip cutters, your stoves. These are the physical resources because you can touch them. Financial resources: this is money that is invested. You don't just wish a business to happen. You need money for things to happen and to take place, guys. So that's when we talk about the financial and capital resources. And technological resources, we are saying resources that include computers, voicemail, emails, etc., etc. In our case, in our language, we're talking about social media, right? And the entrepreneurial process, this is basically the individual who combines all of that to make the joint that you see today. I hope that makes sense for us. All right. So on the next episode, we're just going to break down the management, leadership, and basically the structure. And we're going to basically break down the 8 business functions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode of Business with Ted.